As you can tell by the title, let's talk about rave culture. Technically, you could consider me a rave baby. I don't know like what the term is, like how long that title drops off. Like basically a rave baby is someone who is very new to going out to raves, clubs, whatever, stuff like that, where EDM music and all that is a heavy prominent thing. And I would say I've just got into it around August of 2024. So not that long. Not even a year. So still very new to the community. But regardless, I've noticed a lot of things already. And I'm sure there's things I haven't seen yet that are yet to be seen. Let's just do like the pros and cons. I don't have any notes, which is a really bad thing because thinking and trying to remember like what I want to talk about is so hard for me sometimes. we're gonna fight through that because I think me talking on camera is gonna help me get through that because it really is hard for me to, even when I'm in person and I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody, sometimes it's hard for me to keep my train of thought. So I don't know. Anyways, that's a tangent. So I'm gonna start with the pros. The first pro is definitely meeting new people, meeting friends, especially as someone who didn't really have a lot of friends before that. I've met like a rave family through this. I went to my first festival and that was awesome. I could go into more depth of like what my first festival was like and the experience and everything. I did go to 3 Points in Miami, 2024. Oh, like it was so much fun. There were some not so perfect moments, but that's okay, that's life. But regardless, we all had fun. And even with like learning about festivals, like if you're going with a group, girl, you need to have a game plan. You can't be just like, okay, guys, we're gonna go in and we're gonna see all the sets that we want to see, and we're not gonna compromise. Like, and there's not gonna be any compromising going on because everybody wants to see the same sets, and it's just we're gonna be able to find each other. The cell service is gonna be perfect. Like, no. No, actually, it's not like that. Cell service is normally not that great. When I tell you my phone had 0 bars, SOS, like it was not working. So getting in contact with people was a lot, even though we kind of were doing the buddy system. Like no one was really ever on their own. We were always with someone else, but it was just the fact of trying to get everybody together again. That was like an experience that I've never had to like go through before. And not to like out anybody out, but I was the really only sober one there, or me and like 2 other people, this other couple. They were really cool. We were technically the only sober people, as in we only were doing alcohol. Anyways, so that was also an experience of being around hard drugs pretty much. I've never been around that environment, never was exposed to it until this moment, and it was very normalized. Like drugs is very normalized in the rave community, in EDM community, and like DJs and all that stuff. Like not being sober is like what it's mainly about. But I've been to places sober and I've been to places drunk. Sometimes it's like you don't want to be sober around those types of people. It depends. Like when I'm in clubs, like a nightclub, and they just happen to have an EDM DJ, like I don't know. I don't know. That's a whole nother topic that I'll get into later on. But basically, yeah, meeting new people, having a community, feeling like you belong to some place, like that is such an amazing feeling. Now the con is you're gonna meet people who are not so what they call plur, and I'll put what that means up here. But that's a big thing, is being respectful, loving each other no matter what they have going on, no matter what they look like just respecting people, which that should be a thing in everyday life. It should not just be something that's within the EDM and rave community. That should be a thing that just every human being exhibits. There are certain venues that are specific to EDM and DJs and stuff like that, but then there's also this fine line of like nightclubs, and it kind of attracts like the normies, I would say, like normal people who they're just checking out, who's they just want something to do for the night. They're not really like, oh, this DJ, I checked them out, they're cool, let's see what they like. Or you know the DJ already, so you're like, okay, I want to keep going. Like, it's not like that. It's like just normal people just going out for a fun night out, and you get mixed in with those people sometimes depending where you go. And it's just like you can just tell like they don't care, like they don't have no self-awareness, especially when they're drunk, but just no self-awareness. I haven't had too much negative experiences though. I would say most of my experiences have been positive. I've danced with strangers, I've vibed with people, and it's majority been amazing part. But that's not to say that there's not bad apples in there, you know. And I try to be the most respectful person I can when I'm out. Like, I try to give people their space when they're dancing, like say excuse me when I'm going through crowds. Like, it's not that hard, people. It's really not that hard. Another pro is discovering a whole brand new set of music or genre of music. I am constantly finding new DJs. I am constantly tweaking my taste because there's so many subgenres of EDM, like so many. Okay, but let's just say my home, like to my core, I'm a tech house girly slash techno. Um, I've been getting into some hard techno recently. I've been getting into some bassline UKG recently. Love it. Love Sammy Vergi. I saw him in Miami. He was so good. He was so good. But yeah, like you have endless music to stream, and especially if the DJ that you like uploads their live sets. Oh, so good, so good. Like right now, I'm obsessed with Disco Lines, Gesture, Sammy Vergi, Chris Lake, Blondish. Who else? Disclosure, K Tronada, um, Chase and Status. I think that's how you say. Oh, that's another thing. Oh my God, y'all. Okay, so you think that, oh, this DJ's name is pronounced this. Girl, first of all, how do you get Gesture? I definitely thought it was Just Junior for a long time. Not for a long time, but until I actually heard him on the microphone and someone was like announcing him, I was like, oh, it's not Just Junior. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then I thought it was Dead Mouse 5. Nope, it's Dead Mouse. It's Dead Mouse. Like names that you think it means one thing, but it's actually something. And the way that they kind of put their um names together is very interesting sometimes. But yeah, those are some people that I'm really into right now. On to like the music part, is I would say I definitely noticed that there's some type of divide between what's those people? What's that genre? Dubstep and let's say house music. Like, I see those two bashing each other constantly. Like, someone saying, I don't understand how you can listen to the same beat over and over and over and over again. Or the other side might be like, oh, all that head banging and doing too much, and it's just so rowdy and all this stuff. There's a rhythm to it. And like, to a degree, I can see where both sides are coming from, because personally, I'm not going to be up there headbanging. By the second by the second that I have a headache, I'm done. I'm through. I'm gonna be seeing stars. So it's for the people who have the equilibrium to do that. You know, have your fun. I'm not judging. But personally, like if I were to ever go to a set like that, I'm gonna be demure about it. I'm like, mm, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still banging my head, but it's a very light version of it. Because I am starting to actually enjoy certain dubstep artists and other artists that I like who are kind of including that into their sets, even though they might be more tech house. So I've been actually like loving it. Now, that whole argument of like, oh, you know, people judging you on based off of like what genre you like and subgenres and all this stuff. Like, I don't think it's that serious. Let people like what they like. You obviously don't have to agree with it. No one's forcing you to agree with it, but also it doesn't take that much to just not care about it. Like, just don't, it does not, it's really not that serious at the end of the day. So I need y'all to just respect one another because it's really not that serious. If people want to dance to house music and they just want a smooth vibe, I think that that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I think if people want to headbang and go crazy and do all these mosh pits and that's the vibe that they're on, I won't be attending, but that's the vibe that they're on, then let them do it. Let them go crazy together because that's what they like. And this is what this group likes. Like, you're not gonna lose sleep over it. Yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. One more thing I want to mention, and this is probably going to be a part two to this because there's so much. There's really so much. My last pro and con I would say is the pro. Oh my gosh, the fashion. I love dressing up and I finally have a reason to dress up. If you love music, you love dancing, and you like to like dress up and be cute, and some people really go all out. Some people, I started wearing skirts. I was never a skirt girl. Never, never, never. You would never catch me in a skirt. You won't even catch me in a dress right now, but you never would I thought I would be wearing a skirt out in public. And I've been doing that because it allows that freedom of expression with your clothing, your style. It's just so much fun picking out outfits. Sometimes it can be stressful if I haven't done laundry or there's a certain vibe I'm going for and I just can't fit that vibe. And I also have a tendency to buy new items of clothing anytime I go out because I'm just like, oh my God, I have no clothes. Overconsumption. I try not to overconsume though when it comes to fashion. Such a fun thing, such a fun part of it. I love seeing people's outfits. I love the way my personal style has been influenced by it too. Like, I'm more confident when I go out. I can wear stuff like this out in public and not feel some type of way. I don't care because this is my body and I'm not hurting anybody. And it's like, it's fun. Now the con I would say with fashion is sometimes, for me personally, sometimes when I see like EDM influencers on Instagram, and this is no judgment, no shade, like I wish I could be that confident, but sometimes I feel like I have to show more skin in order to be ravey or fit into the vibe, but you really don't. Like, just wear what you want to wear. I don't do jeans now because it gets really hot in there unless it's like the only thing that I know for sure I'm not like really doing anymore is jeans. Maybe sometimes, but nothing that's like I have to be wearing like a tank top like this in order for me to wear jeans. But other than that, like, you don't have to show up with half of your boobs out. You don't have to. Now, if you want to, but you don't. If that's not your taste, I think not being too hard on myself when it comes to the fashion part of it. Now, this is something very specific to me, probably. Again, wear what you want to wear. Oh my God, this tag. That's something that I've been trying to navigate and just realize wear what makes me comfortable, and if I don't want to show too much skin, I don't have to. Again, that's like something that's probably just really me. Maybe other people feel like it. I don't know. It's just with anything, it doesn't have to be just fashion. When you see a majority group of people being a certain way, or somewhat new to it and you want to fit in, but I'm also the type of person where I want to keep in my own lane. Like, I'm really not that influenced a lot on social media. I would say the only thing I'm usually influenced on, like if I actually see someone doing something and then I go do the exact same thing, is when it has to deal with food. Someone's talking about food, honey, and they mention like, oh, this new food item from this. I'm like, I want to try it. Like, I hope it made sense. Thank you for watching. That was a quick little part one, I guess you could say, because there's definitely so many other things that I could talk about, but I just can't think right now. Can't think. It's hard for me to, guys, like, what is it? What is it when you have trouble keeping your train of thought? Say, for example, if I wanted to start talking about a certain DJ, let's just say Diplo, for example. I will maybe talk about him for 30 seconds and then lose my train of thought and somehow start veering into maybe talking about Miami or something. And I lose the story. Like, what? That's what sometimes that makes it so hard for me to record videos, but I'm trying to fight through it. I'm trying to fight through it. But yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something if you didn't know this about the rave community or going out and stuff like that. If you don't know much about it, hope it was informative and you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and like if you do, and I'll see you next time. Bye.